I'm Jack, 45, married to Lisa for 19 years. We have 2 kids, Emma, 21, and Tom, 19, both in college. I thought we had a great marriage. Man, was I wrong. Lisa and I were high school sweethearts. We got married young. She stayed home with the kids while I worked as an engineer. Things were good for years, but changed when the kids left for college. Lisa got restless. She talked about feeling lost and unfulfilled. I tried to help, suggested hobbies, trips, even joked about getting a puppy. She seemed interested at first, but then started talking about wanting to contribute more. I get it. Lisa's always been ambitious, so when she wanted to work again, I wasn't surprised. Her friend got her an interview at a real estate firm, like where she worked before kids. I was happy for her when she got the job. The first year was great. Lisa seemed happier, but then things changed. She started going out for drinks with coworkers more. She was always texting, sometimes late at night. Her style changed too. Nothing crazy, but she dressed up more and wore new perfume. I tried not to worry, but something felt off. Then I accidentally saw a flirty message on her phone from a male coworker. I asked Lisa about it. She seemed nervous, but said he was just a friend and she'd tell him to stop. I didn't want to be jealous or controlling, so I let it go. Big mistake. Lisa's behavior got stranger. She talked about being more spontaneous and even started smoking weed. I joked that she was living like our college kids, but I was worried. One night she came home drunk and said maybe I dim her lights and hold her back. That hurt. I started doubting myself, wondering if I was messing up our marriage. I booked us for counseling, but it didn't help much. Then suddenly, Lisa changed again. She apologized for her behavior, saying she realized what she had at home. She quit her job and we started marriage counseling. It was tough at first, but things got better over the next 2 years. Our marriage seemed stronger than ever. Lisa was more affectionate, initiated sex more, and gave me lots of attention. The only problem was her relationship with Emma went downhill. When I asked, Lisa said it was just a phase. I believed her. Weirdly, during this time, Emma and I got closer. She called more, met me for lunch, even bought me gifts. I could tell she wanted to tell me something, but she never did. Then, tragedy hit. Lisa was in a car accident hit by a drunk driver. She lost the use of her legs and has been in a wheelchair since. It's been hard on her. She even suggested I sleep with other women, which I refused. I thought it was depression talking, so I kept reassuring her I loved her and wasn't leaving. During a checkup, the doctor found a lump in Lisa's throat. They wanted to do a biopsy for cancer. I was shocked, but Lisa's reaction was weird. She laughed hysterically, saying it was her punishment. We calmed her down, and she asked for a family dinner before the biopsy. At dinner, I gave a speech about how Lisa was my world and we'd get through this. I noticed Emma looked really uncomfortable, but I thought it was just worry about her mom. The next night, Emma called me drunk. She begged me not to hate her. I was confused, but told her I could never hate her. She's my daughter. That's when she told me she had caught Lisa cheating on me with a man she didn't know. It happened when Lisa worked at the real estate firm. Emma was on a road trip and stopped at a diner. That's where she saw Lisa kissing a man who wasn't me. Emma said this was why their relationship was bad, and why Lisa suddenly became so attentive to me. I confronted Lisa. She admitted it. She said it was the coworker from the messages. He had been hitting on her for a while and eventually wore her down. Getting caught by Emma made her realize how serious it was. She wanted to keep it secret because she was too scared to confess. Now, I'm devastated. I'm questioning our whole relationship, wondering what I did wrong. Lisa says I was a good husband and it's not my fault, but how can I believe her now? I don't know what to do. Since finding out, I've been taking care of Lisa more like a nurse than a husband. But if I leave, she'll be stranded. She depends on me for everything. It feels so unfair. After Emma dropped that bombshell on me, I couldn't think straight. I tossed and turned all night, my mind racing. How could Lisa do this to me, to our family? The next morning, I confronted her. I tried to keep it together, but man, it was tough. I just looked her in the eye and said, "Emma told me everything. Is it true?" Lisa broke down crying. She spilled her guts, admitting to a 6-month affair with Brad, that jerk from her texts. She swore up and down it was over and had been for years. When I asked why, she gave me the usual crap. She felt neglected. Brad made her feel young again. But get this. She said our marriage had gotten boring and predictable. That hit me like a truck. I thought I was doing everything right, you know? Good job. Helping with the kids, date nights when we could swing it. Guess that wasn't enough for her. I lost it. I yelled, asking how she could throw away 19 years for some cheap thrills. She just sat there in her wheelchair, blubbering and saying sorry over and over. The next few days were a blur. I called in sick to work, couldn't face anyone. I'd walk around the neighborhood for hours trying to clear my head. Emma called every day, feeling guilty for spilling the beans, but also pissed at her mom. I told her not to blame herself. If anyone's to blame, it's Lisa and that Brad creep. Tom found out too. He came home from college, mad as hell. He and Lisa had it out big time. I had to step in before things got ugly. It killed me to see our family falling apart like this. I couldn't stand being in the house with Lisa. I crashed at my buddy Mike's place for a while. He was a champ, let me vent, didn't judge, just listened and kept the beers coming. After about a week, I knew I had to face the music. I couldn't avoid Lisa forever. Plus, with her being in a wheelchair and all, she needed help. I felt stuck. If she wasn't disabled, I might have walked out for good. But how could I ditch her now? I went back home. Lisa tried to talk, but I shut her down. I told her I'd take care of her basic needs, but that was it. No more playing happy family. She cried, begged me to forgive her, said she'd do anything to make it right. I just couldn't bring myself to care. We went to her biopsy appointment together. Turns out the lump wasn't cancer, just some harmless growth. Lisa seemed relieved, but also disappointed. It was weird, like she wanted bad news or something. Life got into a routine. I'd help Lisa with what she needed, then hide in my office or go out. We barely talked except when necessary. The kids came home more, trying to keep the peace. It was tense as hell. Lisa tried everything to make up for it. She wrote me these long letters explaining herself, promised to go to therapy, even offered to sign a post-nup giving me everything if I stayed. But I just felt numb. About a month after finding out, I ran into Brad at the grocery store. I recognized him from some old work photos of Lisa's. He knew who I was, too. For a second, I thought about decking him right there by the tomatoes. But I didn't. I just stared him down until he looked away and practically ran out of the store. Coward. That night, I lost it. All the anger, hurt, and betrayal I'd been bottling up came pouring out. I cried like a baby for hours. It felt pathetic, but also kind of freeing. The next day, I told Lisa I wanted out. She begged me to reconsider, to give her another shot. She swore she'd never cheat again, that losing me would kill her. Part of me wanted to believe her, but a bigger part just couldn't trust her anymore. I called a lawyer and got the ball rolling. It's messy with Lisa's disability, but my lawyer says I'm not on the hook just because she's in a wheelchair. Still feels wrong though, you know? The kids are taking it hard. Emma's on my side but feels guilty. Tom's pissed at both of us. Me for leaving, Lisa for cheating. I'm trying to tell them it's not their fault, that we both still love them. It's rough. I'm looking for my own place now, somewhere close enough to help with Lisa's care, but far enough to have my space. It's weird. Apartment hunting at 45? Never thought I'd be doing this. Friends and family are split. Some think I'm making a mistake, that I should forgive Lisa given her condition. Others say I'm right to bail, that staying would just make me bitter. I don't know who's right anymore. I started seeing a shrink, trying to sort out all this crap in my head. Some days are better than others. Sometimes I miss our old life, the future we planned. Other times, I'm pumped about starting over, being on my own. Lisa's still trying to change my mind. She even got her folks to lay on the guilt trip. But I'm not budging. The trust is gone, and I don't think it's coming back. So that's where things stand. Divorce is moving forward, I'm apartment hunting, and I'm trying to figure out who I am without Lisa. It's scary as hell, but also kind of exciting. I guess what I'm asking is, am I doing the right thing here? Should I give her another chance because of the wheelchair? Or am I right to walk away? It's been a few months since I found out Lisa cheated. Things are tough. I moved to a small apartment near our house. I still help Lisa with her care. I split my time between my place and our old house. It feels weird. The divorce is slow because of Lisa's wheelchair. My lawyer says I'll probably pay more alimony. It sucks, but I get it. I don't want Lisa to suffer, even after what she did. The kids are having a hard time. Emma calls me a lot and helps out. Tom barely talks to me when he's home from college. I'm trying to give him space, but it's hard. Lisa's mood changes a lot. Sometimes she cries and begs me to come back. Other times, she's angry at me for leaving. Some days, she's weirdly calm. Those days are the strangest. I saw Brad at a bar. I asked him if the affair was worth ruining my family. He said sorry, but I just walked away. My friend Mike wanted to punch him, but I said no. Work is hard. I had to tell my boss about the divorce. He's okay about it, but my coworkers gossip. I try to ignore it, but it bugs me. I go to a support group for divorced guys. It helps to talk to others who get it. There's a guy named Dave who went through something similar. We get beers after the meetings sometimes. Lisa's in therapy now. She says she's trying to understand why she cheated. I hope it helps her, for the kids' sake. But I wish she'd done this years ago. The worst part is the memories. Small things remind me of our life together. It hurts a lot. I tried dating a bit. It feels weird. My first date was bad. I talked about Lisa the whole time. I'm not sure I'm ready to date yet. Emma wants to set me up with one of her professors. I'm not sure about dating someone my daughter knows. Lisa got mad when she found out I was dating. She said I was moving on too fast. I tried to explain I'm just trying to live my life, but she didn't listen. Her parents keep calling me. They say I'm breaking my vows by leaving Lisa when she's in a wheelchair. I want to tell them Lisa broke her vows first, but I stay quiet. I think a lot about what marriage means now. I thought love could fix anything. Now I'm not so sure. Maybe some things can't be fixed. We had a family dinner for my birthday. It was really awkward. Lisa made my favorite food, which felt like she was trying to manipulate me. Tom barely talked. Emma tried to keep everyone talking. I was glad when it was over. I started working out more. It feels good to focus on something I can control. My parents are visiting soon. They're sad about the divorce. They loved Lisa. My mom hints that we should work things out. I don't know how to tell her we can't. So that's where I am. I'm trying to figure out who I am without Lisa. Some days are okay. Some are bad. I still care about her, kind of. We were married for 19 years, but I don't think I can trust her again. I'm not sure if I'm doing the right thing. I feel guilty about leaving Lisa when she's in a wheelchair, but then I remember she cheated, and I know I can't go back. The divorce is hard on everyone. Lisa's family is mad at me. My family is sad. Our friends don't know how to act around us. I'm trying to keep things normal for the kids. We still do family dinners sometimes, but it's tense. Emma tries to keep the peace. Tom is angry at both of us. Money is tight now. Paying for 2 places and lawyer fees is expensive. I'm working overtime when I can. I miss the little things, waking up next to someone, having someone to talk to at the end of the day, even arguing about what to watch on TV. Sometimes I wonder if I should give Lisa another chance. Then I remember how it felt to find out she cheated. The trust is gone. I'm lonely a lot. The apartment feels empty. I think about calling Lisa sometimes, but I know it would just make things worse. My friends try to help. They invite me out, try to set me up with people. I appreciate it, but most of the time I just want to be alone. I worry about Lisa. Even though she hurt me, I still care about her. I hope she's taking care of herself. I hope the therapy helps her. I worry about the future. Will I be alone forever? Will my kids resent me for leaving? Will I ever trust anyone again? Some days I'm angry. At Lisa for cheating. At myself for not seeing it. At the world for being unfair. Other days I'm just sad. Sad for what we lost. Sad for the future we'll never have. Sad for our kids. I'm trying to focus on the good things. I have my health, my kids, my job. It's not much, but it's something. I know I need to move on. But it's hard. Lisa was my whole life for so long. I don't know who I am without her. I hope someday this will all be in the past. That the pain will fade. That my kids will understand. That I'll be happy again. For now, I'm just taking it one day at a time. That's all I can do. It's been about 6 months since I moved out. Life's still a mess, but I'm hanging in there. The divorce is almost done. We had to do this mediation thing because of Lisa's wheelchair situation. Seeing her there, looking all small and broken. Man, I almost caved and called the whole thing off. Then I remembered why we're in this mess in the first place. The money stuff's mostly sorted. I'm paying alimony, which sucks, but I get it. Lisa can't work right now. We're selling the house and splitting the cash. Feels weird. Putting a price tag on 19 years of marriage. Emma's been a freaking saint through all this. Calls me every day, makes sure I'm not living on pizza and beer. She even set up my TV because I'm useless with tech stuff. Don't know what I'd do without that kid. Tom's still giving me the cold shoulder. He showed up at the apartment once, just stood there looking around like he was at a museum or something. Then he left without saying much. Broke my heart, I tell you. Lisa's not as all over the place emotionally anymore. Now she's just sad, I guess. It's almost harder to deal with than when she was screaming at me. At least then I could yell back. Now I just feel like crap. Haven't seen that asshole Brad again. Probably for the best. Not sure I could keep my cool a second time. Work's gotten better. Boss gave me a little raise, which helps with all the divorce crap. My coworkers have either stopped gossiping or gotten better at hiding it. Still hitting up that support group. It helps, you know? Dave and I hang out a lot now. He's a few years ahead of me in this divorce game. Good to see someone who's made it to the other side. Lisa's still doing the therapy thing. Emma says it seems to be helping. Hope so. Even after everything, I don't want Lisa to be miserable. The memories still sucker punch me sometimes. Found an old photo album the other day. Spent hours looking at pictures of us when we were young and stupid in love. Felt like I was looking at strangers. Tried dating again. Went out with some woman I met at the grocery store. It was okay, I guess. We talked about normal stuff. Jobs, movies, whatever. Felt good to have a conversation that wasn't about the divorce. But I'm not ready for anything real yet. Emma's given up on hooking me up with her professor. Thinks she finally got that I need more time. Lisa found out about my date somehow. She didn't flip out this time. Just sounded sad when she asked me about it. That was almost worse, you know? Her parents have stopped calling to chew me out. Guess they've accepted it's really over. My folks have too. Mom's quit hinting about getting back together. Now she just asks if I'm eating enough. Still think about marriage a lot. What it means. Where we went wrong. If I'll ever want to try again. Right now, hell no. But maybe someday. We did another family dinner, this time for Tom's birthday. It was a little less awful than last time. Tom actually talked to me a bit. Lisa and I managed to be in the same room without World War III breaking out. Baby steps, I guess. Still hitting the gym, lost some weight, gained some muscle. Feels good to see changes in the mirror, like I'm not just the sad sack divorced guy. My parents visited last month. It was nice to see them, but also weird. They kept looking at me like I might shatter or something. Dad tried to give me tips on bachelor life. Mom kept trying to stuff me with food. I know they mean well, but it made me feel like a kid again. Starting to figure out who I am without Lisa. Picked up some new hobbies. Learning to cook without burning the house down. Joined a hiking group. It's not the life I planned, but it's not total crap either. The guilt about leaving Lisa is still there, but it's not eating me alive anymore. I know I made the right call. We couldn't have stayed together after what happened. It would have been a disaster for both of us. I worry about the future sometimes. Will I be alone forever? Will Tom ever stop hating me? Will I ever trust someone enough to try marriage again? No clue. But I'm also kind of hopeful. I'm tougher than I thought. I'm surviving this shit show. Some days I even feel okay. Ran into Lisa at the store last week. First time we've been out in public together since the split. People were staring, probably wondering what the hell happened to us. Lisa looked beat. I felt bad for her, struggling with that wheelchair. Offered to help, but she said no. We made awkward small talk about the kids, then went our separate ways. It was sad, but also, okay? We're not enemies. We're just not married anymore. The apartment feels more like home now. Got my own stuff, my own routine. It's not as lonely as it was at first. Thinking about the future more. Maybe I'll take a trip somewhere. Always wanted to see Europe, but Lisa wasn't into it. Maybe I'll go back to school, get a degree in something I actually give a damn about. The kids are asking about Thanksgiving. Want to know if we're doing 2 dinners this year. I don't know what to tell them. The thought of spending the holidays alone sucks. But pretending to be one big happy family sounds even worse. I'm proud of Emma. She's handling this whole mess like a champ. Sometimes I worry she's taking on too much, trying to take care of both me and Lisa. Wish Tom would open up more. I miss the kid, miss the relationship we used to have. Hope he knows I'm here whenever he's ready to talk. I don't miss Lisa as much as I thought I would. I miss the idea of her, the life we had. But I don't miss the lies, the sneaking around. Don't miss wondering where she was, who she was with. I'm learning to trust myself again, to trust my gut, to believe that I deserve better than what I had. It's not easy. Some days still kick my ass. But I'm getting there. One day at a time, right? It's been a year since I found out about Lisa's cheating. Life's sure taken some twists and turns since then. Finally signed those divorce papers last month. Felt surreal, like I was erasing 19 years with a pen stroke. Lisa cried. I didn't. Not sure what that says about me, but there it is. Selling the house was a gut punch. So many memories in that place, good and bad. Helped Lisa find a wheelchair-friendly apartment. It's decent enough. At least the kids have a nice place to visit her. Emma's wrapping up college. Kid's got a fancy job lined up already. She's always been the smart one. Calls me daily, probably worried I'll fall apart if she doesn't. I appreciate it, even if I don't say it much. Tom's talking to me again. Not a lot, but it's something. He crashed at my place for a week. Started off awkward as hell, but by the end it felt almost normal. We even caught a game together. Baby steps, right? Lisa seems to be doing better. Therapy's helping, I guess. She's got a part-time job she can do from home now. We can almost have a normal conversation these days. Almost. Ran into that asshole Brad at the store. He tried to apologize again. I just walked away. Not worth the energy to be pissed anymore. Work's been a bright spot. Got a promotion, actually. More money, more responsibility. Keeps me busy, which is good. Less time for moping around. Still hit up that support group sometimes. It helps. My buddy Dave's dating someone new. Gives me hope that there might be life after all this mess. Been on a few dates myself. Nothing serious. Turns out there's no shortage of divorced folks our age. Who knew? It's nice to talk to someone who isn't mixed up in all this drama. Emma's finally stopped trying to play matchmaker. Thank God. Last thing I need is to date someone who knows my kid. Found out Lisa's dating too. Some guy from her physical therapy. Talk about a mindfuck. Wanted to be angry, but I guess it's not my place anymore. Her folks are being civil again. Mine have stopped treating me like I'm made of glass. Progress, I suppose. Still think about marriage sometimes. Not sure I'd ever do it again. Once was enough, you know? But who knows what the future holds. We managed Thanksgiving together. Tense as hell, but we got through it. Did Christmas separate? That was rough. First time in 2 decades I woke up alone on Christmas morning, but I survived. Been hitting the gym hard, got myself in decent shape, even ran a 5K last month. Never thought I'd be one of those fitness nuts, but here we are. My brother swung by for a visit. Hadn't seen him in years. He was surprisingly cool about everything. Didn't take sides, just listened. Nice to have someone not tangled up in all this. I've got my own life now. Book club, learning guitar, badly, volunteering at the animal shelter. Not the life I planned, but it's not all bad. The guilt about leaving Lisa, it's still there, but different. I know we did the right thing. We're better apart than we were together at the end. Still worry about the future sometimes, but I'm okay on my own. If someone comes along, great. If not, that's fine too. Had a health scare a while back. Nothing major, just a weird mole. Got me thinking about mortality and shit. Made a will, updated my life insurance. All that fun adult stuff. Lisa and I can be in the same room without it being weird now. Went to Emma's art show together. Even laughed at the same painting. Felt almost normal. The apartment feels like home now. It's my space, you know? No one to tell me my TV's too big or my chair's ugly. Thinking about finally taking that Europe trip. Maybe Emma will come for part of it. Could be fun, some father-daughter time. Tom's talking about moving in after he graduates. Says he needs a place while job hunting. I'm excited but nervous. What if we drive each other nuts? I'm proud of my kids. They've handled this mess better than me most of the time. They're good people. Guess Lisa and I did something right. Don't think about Lisa as much anymore. She still crosses my mind, but it doesn't ache like it used to. More like remembering an old friend. I'm seeing someone. Nothing serious, but it's nice. She's divorced too, so she gets it. No pressure, just enjoying each other's company. Starting over at my age is weird. Some days it's terrifying. Some days it's exciting. Most days it's a bit of both. Learned a lot about myself this past year. I'm tougher than I thought, but also more vulnerable. Learned it's okay to ask for help, to not have all the answers. Looking back, I can see the cracks in our marriage that were there long before the cheating. Doesn't excuse what Lisa did, but I guess we both played a part in where we ended up. I still have bad days. Days where I miss the life I thought I'd have. Days where I'm angry at Lisa, at myself, at the world. But they're fewer now. Mostly, I'm okay. I'm living. I'm moving forward. Some days, I'm even happy. Didn't think I'd get here a year ago, but here I am. Life's funny that way, I guess. Just when you think you've got it all figured out, it throws you a curveball. But you adapt. You change. You grow. And maybe, just maybe, you end up somewhere better than where you started. Not saying I'm there yet, but I'm on my way. One day at a time, right? It's not the life I planned. It's not the life I wanted. But it's the life I've got. And I'm learning to be okay with that. Maybe even more than okay. Who knows what the next year will bring? More changes, probably. More challenges. But also more chances to grow, to learn, to live. I'm not the same guy I was a year ago. In some ways, that's good. In others, it's hard. But it's who I am now. And I'm starting to be okay with that guy. 5 years since the divorce. Man, time flies. Emma tied the knot last spring. It's hard to believe my daughter's a wife now. The wedding was an emotional whirlwind. Escorting her down the aisle while Lisa looked on was challenging, to say the least. But we managed to get through it. We even had a drama-free dance together at the reception. I guess that's what you call progress, huh? Tom's killing it. Lived with me for a year after college, just like he said. Rocky start, but we figured it out. Now he's got his own place, solid job in marketing. We grab beers weekly. Never thought we'd be this tight again. Lisa's still wheelchair-bound, but she's adapted like a champ. Landed a full-time gig working from home. Been dating a decent guy for a couple years now. Weird to say, but I'm genuinely happy for her. Me? I've been with Sarah for 3 years. She's great. Divorced too, with kids of her own. We just get each other, you know? No wedding bells yet, but who knows what the future holds. Work's been good to me. Made partner last year. All those late nights finally paid off. It's a grind, but I dig the challenge. Still hitting the gym. Ran a marathon last year. Me, a marathon runner. Life's full of surprises, huh? Don't go to the support group anymore. Don't need to. Still catch up with Dave sometimes. He remarried. Good for him. That guilt about leaving Lisa. Ancient history. Took a while, but I finally got it through my thick skull that we both deserved better than what we'd become. Had a health scare last year. Real deal cancer. Not just a false alarm. Caught it early, though. I'm good now. Really makes you reassess your priorities, you know? Lisa and I, we're kind of friends now. As much as exes can be, I guess. We can laugh about the old days sometimes. Remember the good without drowning in the bad? It's nice. Kids are starting to drop hints about grandkids. Not yet, but soon maybe. Me, a grandpa? Now that's a terrifying thought. Finally took that Europe trip. Sarah and I went last summer. It was incredible. Wish I'd done it years ago, but better late than never, right? Mom and Dad are showing their age. Dad's health is slipping. Mom's struggling to keep up with his care, thinking about moving them closer. Circle of life and all that. Still torturing my guitar, still terrible at it, but I love it. Started a band with some other midlife crisis cases. We're awful, but man, do we have fun. That animal shelter I volunteer at? I'm on the board now. Feels good to give back, you know? Looking back, the divorce was the hardest thing I've ever faced, but also the most transformative. I'm not the same guy I was. In a lot of ways, I'm better. Sure, there are still rough days. Birthdays, holidays, anniversaries. Days when I wonder about the road not taken. But they're fewer and farther between now. I've learned a ton. About myself, about relationships, about life. Learned that nothing lasts forever. that you're tougher than you think, that there's always light at the end of the tunnel, even if you can't see it yet. Funny thing is, Lisa and I are both happier now than we were in those last few years of marriage. Strange to think our divorce might have been the best thing for us, but I reckon it was. The kids turned out great. Better than great. They've grown into amazing adults. Strong, compassionate, resilient. Maybe the divorce taught them something too. I don't regret my marriage to Lisa. We had some good years, made 2 incredible kids, but I don't regret the divorce either. It was the right call, even if it felt like the end of the world at the time. Sarah and I, we're solid. We both know what it's like to watch a marriage crumble. Makes us appreciate what we've got now. We don't take each other for granted. I'm not scared of being alone anymore. I know I can handle it. But I also know I don't have to be alone if I don't want to be. The future? Who knows? More curveballs probably. More hurdles. But I'm ready for them. I'm stronger now. More resilient. I still think about that night Emma called, drunk and crying, spilling the beans about Lisa's affair. Feels like a lifetime ago. I guess it was, in a way. The end of one chapter, the start of another. If I could go back and change things, would I? It's a question I've wrestled with a lot, but honestly, I don't think I would. As brutal as it was, it led me here. And here ain't such a bad place to be. Life's not perfect. It never is. But it's good. I'm happy most days. Content. At peace with myself and my past. To anyone going through what I did, I'd say this. Hang in there. It gets better. It might not feel like it now, but it does. You're stronger than you know. You'll come out the other side. And to Lisa, if she ever read this, I forgive you. Hope you've forgiven me too. We weren't perfect, but we did our best. And look at those amazing kids we raised. We must have done something right. So here I am, 5 years down the road, older, grayer, maybe a little wiser. Life's taken me places I never expected. Some good, some bad, all part of the ride. I'm not the man I was when I was married to Lisa. I'm not the man I was when we split. I'm someone new, someone I'm still getting to know, but someone I like. The future's wide open. Who knows what the next 5 years will bring? More changes, probably, more growth, more life. But I'm ready for it, all of it, the good, the bad, the unexpected. Bring it on, world. I'm still here, still standing, still swinging. And you know what? That's enough. That's more than enough. That's everything. Life's a funny thing. Just when you think you've got it figured out, it throws you a curveball. But that's what makes it interesting, right? The surprises, the challenges, the triumphs. I'm not the same guy who signed those divorce papers 5 years ago. I'm older, sure, but I'm also stronger, wiser, more compassionate, more grateful. Would I choose this path if I had the chance to do it all over? Honestly, I don't know. But I do know this. I'm okay with where I've ended up. More than okay.